liner was ripped away. We can all identify with their fright and with the elation that they lived through it. Now, we ask you to identify with another kind of story of life and death. This is the story of two brothers on the mean streets of East Oakland, a California community that has been all but abandoned by opportunity. NBC News has been following these brothers and their neighborhood for 4 years. John Hart is the correspondent.
The funeral of Felix Mitchell was a wonder. Bay horses leading, Rolls Royces following. He was the drug lord of East Oakland who made $20,000 to $30,000 a day selling narcotics in a slum, ending up murdered in prison. Some role model.
He cool. He real cool. I like the way he died, you know. He died in style.
Put your hands behind your back.
Some neighborhood where the drug organization was the most visible employer, where a kid could start as a cop spotter for a couple hundred a week and rise to distributor for thousands.
Oh my goodness, look at the money. What do you do for a living?
You can't be in East Oakland and stay out of trouble because you see dudes, they get rich hecka fast. They have flashy cars, hecka beats, big fat ropes, all the girls, and you be like, yeah, I want that too.
I could have sold drugs. I could have hooked up with some gang, you know. I could have went to school, which is what I chose to do.
This is the story of two brothers from Felix Mitchell's neighborhood, Curtis and Gerald Lee, facing the odds in East Oakland.
I would think the odds are somewhere around 50-50, that a youngster can go either way.
So I teach them that you can get more out of the books than you can out there in the streets.
Curtis's odds appeared to be improved by his basketball. College scouts were looking at him.
Got some scholarships in school, and he was like, yeah, it's going to be cool now. Everything will be all right.
For Gerald, the younger brother, a father at 15 with a jail record by 16, his odds were improved by Curtis leaning on him.
I didn't want to see him make the same mistake my older brothers made, you know. Neither one of them graduated from high school.
But first, Castlemont High needed cleaning up from the gangs and guns and drugs that had the run of it.
How can you come get your education if you have to duck and dodge bullets? You got people down here with 38s, 45 Uzis.
Curtis and a friend went to the Board of Education with a petition to get rid of the principal they accused of hiding from the problems.
Students can't even go to class without the fear of being shot or jumped on by somebody who don't even go to the school.
They won. The high school turned around.
I'm not going to frisk him. I know he doesn't have a knife on him.
The new principal says Curtis was an outstanding student.
And we were all looking forward to his graduation until this unfortunate situation that he was involved in.
I was just looking in there, there was a gun in there.
So you picked it up?
Yes, I picked it up.
Self-defense, he said, in a car with the wrong kids, shot at by other wrong kids, everybody reaching for a gun. A boy died. Not by Curtis's gun, but the prosecutor said he shared an intent to kill.
I said, you fired a gun? All that stuff we went through to Castle Mountain, you gonna tell me you fired a gun? And, you know, it's a bunch to take.
Got in the wrong car with the wrong guys, got involved, wrong decision. And that's not an uncommon situation for some of our kids. They're vulnerable, they make the wrong choices, and they end up with the wrong consequence.
Finding defendant Curtis Lee Jr. guilty of a felony to wit, murder in the second degree.
Curtis is now serving 17 to life in Folsom Prison. And his younger brother Gerald, who was a straight-A student by the time he finished high school, is dead.
He can't be gone. He can't.
Killed in a car crash while racing from police who thought he was someone else. Curtis will be up for parole in a couple of years. He'll have to survive Folsom Prison, where there were 186 stabbings last year, 8 of them fatal. Then he'd have to survive the old neighborhood to beat the odds. His trial judge is not optimistic.
Well, there's a good possibility of him becoming a victim of the system.
His late brother agreed.
And if you be around nothing but criminals for 17 years, I think you're going to be a straight criminal.
My dream is to be financially stable, or have a family, 2, 3 kids, be a dominant factor in their life, you know, somebody they can really look up to.
It strikes me that we're really talking not just about Curtis, but about a good part of a whole generation of American young people.
We are indeed talking about a lot of Curtises.
And I kind of participated in my faith, you know, but I never thought I would end up in here.
John Hart, NBC News, Folsom, California.
That's Nightly News for this Friday night. I'm Tom Brokaw.